Good day, students. We're going to be doing two-step math word problems. It is super important that you do the problem first. So after we read the problem, please pause the video. Do not copy the problem down because you're only going to be cheating yourself. You want to solve the problem first and then check your answer. For each word problem, underline the key information and show your work in the space provided. Question number 1. First, read the question just to understand the story. On Sunday, I spent 114 minutes on my art project and 45 minutes on my math homework. On Thursday evening, I spent a total of 86 minutes on my history project and 39 minutes reading. What is the difference in minutes between the amount of homework I did on Sunday and on Thursday evening? Now that we've read the whole question, we can understand that we're trying to find out the difference in minutes between the amount of homework between Sunday and Thursday evenings. The second time we go through the problem, we're going to go through and solve it or read it for the information that we need to solve the problem. Okay? At this time, I would like you to pause the video, solve the problem on your own, then unpause the video to see how I solve the problem. So go ahead and pause the video. All right, so hopefully you have an answer now. On Sunday, I spent 114 minutes on my art project and 45 minutes on my math homework. Now, in my question, it did not matter what I was spending time on. It didn't matter that I was doing art or math homework. They just wanted to know the difference between the amount of time I spent on Sunday and Thursday. So, Sunday, I'm going to make a chart. Sunday, we have art, and that took 45 minutes. And math, that took, oh, I apologize. Oh, see, I did not write that correctly. It's 114 minutes. And 45 minutes for math. On Thursday, I spent a total of 86 minutes on history and 39 minutes on reading. So we have Thursday, (86 minutes on history and 39 minutes on reading. So we add those up. It's 951 minutes and 125 minutes. And we need to find the difference, so we're going to subtract. So there is a difference of 35 minutes. What is the difference in minutes? Okay, 34 minutes, and that was longer on Sunday. So, and let's see here. What is the difference in minutes? Okay, you spent 34 more minutes doing homework on Sunday versus Thursday. Question number 2. Sam drives a truck. Last week he drove 267 miles on Monday, 186 on Tuesday, and 198 on Wednesday. This week, Sam drove 297 miles on Monday, 148 on Tuesday, and 288 on Wednesday. What is the difference in miles between this week and last week? So remember, the first time you read the problem, you just read it to understand the story. And you may have to read this more than one time. All right, so we are being asked to find the difference between this week and last week. So we're going to find the difference between the 2 weeks. Okay, so we have, we're going to do last week and this week. All right, last week he drove 267 miles, that's on Monday, 186 miles on Tuesday, 198 miles on Wednesday. So we're going to have to add those up. This week, Sam drove 297 miles on Monday, 148 on Tuesday, 288 on Wednesday. All right. So if you hadn't paused the video to solve the problem, make sure that you do that now before I go over the answer. Now we're going to add the total minutes for last week. So we add 7 plus 8, 16, 17. 651 minutes, and then we get and 733 minutes. So we need to find the difference between the 2 weeks. So you're going to do 733, take away 651. 3 take away 1 is 2. We have to borrow. Get 13 here. 13 take away 5 is 8. So the difference is 82 miles. Sam drove 82 more miles this week.
Please look up your screen and listen carefully for the second.
Than last week. One watch cost $1.60 and I bought 4 watches. Be on the lookout for numbers in word form. A lot of times when students are reading a problem, they'll pick out the numbers that are in standard notation, like $1.60 or $20, but they'll forget the numbers that are in word form. So make sure that you're looking out for those numbers. So we need to figure out how much this person spent on the watches. So we're going to multiply $1.60 times 4, because there's 4 watches. 0 times 4 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. There are 2 decimal places in my first factor. There are 0 decimal places in my bottom factor for a total of 2 in my answer. So I'm going to go over 2 decimal places, place it here, and I'm going to bring down the dollar sign. So this individual spent $6.40 on watches. They paid with a $20 bill. They want to know how much change they have left. So we will have to subtract $20, take away $6.40. This number does not have a decimal place in it. It's a whole number, so the decimal goes after the 0 at the end of the number, just like in a sentence you have a period at the end of the sentence. To subtract decimals, we line up the decimal points. So I'm going to put a decimal point here, and then put the 6, the 4, and the 0. After I line up my decimal points, I need to fill up with any missing decimal places. My lower number has 2 decimal places, so my top number also has to have 2 decimal places. I can put zeros here, and that will not change the value of the $20. Now, I can have 0 and take away 0, and that's just 0. But I cannot have 0 and take away 4. I need to borrow. I look to the left to borrow, but unfortunately there's a 0 here. So I'm going to have to look to the left again and borrow from the 2. I borrow from the 2 and it becomes a 1. I borrowed a 1 and I add it over here and this becomes a 10. I borrow from the 10, it becomes a 9, and then I bring the 1 over here and this becomes a 10. Now I have enough to subtract. 10 take away 4 equals 6. For adding and subtracting decimals, you bring down the decimal point at this point. 9 take away 6 equals 3. And I have 1 take away nothing equals 1. And I bring down the dollar sign. So we have $13.60. How much change would I have gotten back? You will get $13.60 in
Please stay in your rooms and listen to the full.
change back. All right, let's see if we can solve this problem, and hopefully you got the same answer that I'm going to get. There are 12 eggs in an egg carton, and Tess bought 11 cartons. So let's see how many eggs she initially started off with. So we know that we have 12 eggs in each carton, and we bought 11 cartons. We're going to multiply these numbers together. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm done multiplying by the 1. Now when I multiply by this 1, I note that it's in the tens place. So I need to add a 0 as a placeholder. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 1 is 1. Now I can add. 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So Tess starts off with 132 eggs. We're told next that she used 38 eggs this weekend. All right, so she used 32 eggs, so that means that's a subtraction problem. So we're going to have our original 132 eggs, and we're going to subtract 38 eggs to see how many she has left over. All right, we cannot have 2 and take away 8, so we're going to borrow from the 3 and make it a 2. 12 take away 8 equals 4. Now you cannot have 2 and take away 3. You can consider this a 12 if you actually want to show the borrowing. You can borrow here and make that a 12. 12 take away 3 equals 9. So after she uses the eggs, she has 94 eggs left over. Our question asks, how many full cartons does she have left? Well, we know that a carton needs to be full. In order for it to be full, it has to have 12 eggs in it. So we're going to see how many groups of 12 eggs we can make when we have 94 eggs. This is a division problem. So you're going to have 94, and we're going to see how many groups of 12. It means we're going to divide by 12. 12 cannot divide 9, so I add a 0 above the 9. 12 can divide 94 7 times. 7 times 12 equals 84. And I subtract, and I get 10 left over. This number 7 tells me how many full cartons she has, and 10 lets me know how many eggs she has left over. So my answer is Tess can make 7 full cartons of eggs. Question number 5. The school needs to buy enough whiteboards for 273 students, and there are 25 in a pack. When the packs arrive, 17 whiteboards are damaged. How many whiteboards are undamaged? Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video to check your answer. Now, this is a tricky question because they don't actually tell you how many packs they bought. We know, though, that they need to buy enough for 273 students. So let's take a look at that. So we have 273 students, and we need to buy the whiteboards in packs of 25. So how many packs do we need to buy? So we're going to divide by 25. 25 cannot divide 2, so we put a 0 here. 25 can divide 27 one time, which is 25. We're going to subtract 7, take away 5 equals 2. We're going to bring down the 3. 25 cannot divide 23, so I put a 0 here. 0 times 25 is 0, and I get 23. Remainder 23. So this means that I have to buy 10 packs, and then I need to buy an additional 23 whiteboards. So in reality, how many packs do I need to buy? I need to buy 11. Okay, so I'm going to buy 11 packs of whiteboards. All right, so let's find out how many whiteboards officially that is. So we're going to do 25 times 11. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Add a 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Add. I get 5. 5, 6, 7, 7, 2. So I have 275 whiteboards. So the school has to order 275 whiteboards for their 273 students. All right, so they have 275 whiteboards. 17 are damaged. So we're going to have to take away 17. We have 5, and we need to take away 7. We have to borrow. This becomes a 6, and this becomes 15. 15 take away 7 equals 8. 6 take away 1 equals 5. 2 take away nothing equals 2. So we have 17 damaged, and then 258 undamaged. So that was a little tricky. So you have to think about problems. In the real world, problems, you don't actually have all of the information sometimes. Sometimes you need to actually figure out part of the information on your own. All right, question number 6. At the fabric shop, Peter bought 15 yards of orange, 12 yards of yellow fabric, and 8 yards of purple fleece. He used 4 yards of orange, 10 yards of yellow, and 3 yards of purple fabric. How many total yards of fabric does Peter have left? Now for this problem, you're probably going to want to make a chart. All right, so pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and see your answer. There are multiple ways to solve this problem. I am going to solve it one way, but you may solve it in a different way, and that is okay. All right, I'm going to group the fabric by color. So I have here that Peter bought orange, yellow, and purple. And we have orange, yellow, and purple. So I'm going to write orange, yellow, purple. And we know that he bought 15 yards of orange, 12 yards of yellow, 8 yards of purple. Now he used 4 yards of orange. That means we're going to take away 4. He used 4 yards of orange. He used 10 yards of yellow, and he used 3 yards of purple. So that means he has 11 yards of orange left, 2 yards of yellow left, and 5 yards of purple left. And when I add that together, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, I have 8 yards in all left over. Many of you may have added 15 plus 12 plus 8, and then added 4 plus 10 plus 3, and then subtracted those two numbers. For me, I thought, well, it might be easier to work with smaller numbers. So instead of combining them all together and then subtracting, I left them separate and waited until they were smaller numbers to add them at the end. Again, different strategies, but hopefully you got the right answer at the end. Question number 7. Jordan got $78.50 for her birthday. She spent $12.50 on Saturday and $22.80 on Sunday. How much money does she have left? Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video to check your answer. All right, so let's solve this problem. So she has, I'm going to write down what we're doing. She has $78.50. And we're going to subtract the sum of $12.50 plus $22.80. Because she spent some on Saturday and some on Sunday. So this is Saturday and this is Sunday. Now, maybe you can do this mentally in your head, adding these two numbers. I mean, I'm kind of hoping maybe you can, but maybe not. All right, I will add them off to the side here. We've got $12.50 plus $22.80. So you have 0, 13, carry the 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. And we have to do $78.50. Take away $35.30. So $78.50. Take away $35.30. So being very nice to us here because we do not have to borrow. 0, take away 0 is 0. 5, take away 3 is 2. Bring down the decimal point when you are adding or subtracting decimals. 8 take away 5 is 3. And 7 take away 3 is 4. So she has, okay, so this is Jordan has $43.20 left over. All right, we're moving along here. Question number 8. Abe left the house at 5:55 p.m. He arrived at his destination at 7:34 p.m. He had estimated that the trip would take 2 hours and 16 minutes. What is the difference between his estimated and actual travel time? All right, this one's a good one. Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. We call these types of problems elapsed time. Elapsed means like it's, from one point to another, okay? So let's review. Abe left the house at 5:55 p.m. and he's arriving at 7:34 p.m. Okay, he thinks it's going to take this amount of time. All right, so let's find out how much time it actually took. I like to use a timeline for this. So I am going to start at 5:55 and my timeline is going to end at 7:34. All right, my first jump is going to be from, and this is PM. It's good to mark just in case you go over from PM to AM. In this case, we didn't, but just in case. All right, so from 5:55 to 6 p.m., that's 5 minutes. All right, then I'm going to jump from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., and that's going to be 1 hour. Then I'm going to jump from 7 p.m. to 7:30, and that's going to be 30 minutes. And then I'm going to jump from 7:30 to 7:34, which will be 4 minutes. Now you would add the hours and minutes. So I only have 1 hour, so I have 1 hour here. And then I have 30, and I have 5, and I have 4. So 5 minutes plus 4 minutes is 9 minutes, plus 30 is 39 minutes. Okay. Okay, so he definitely got there a lot faster than he thought he would. All right, so he thought he would get there in 2 hours, 16 minutes, but it took him 1 hour and 39 minutes. Now, this is a little tricky, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. All right? We put the 2 hours on top because that's a greater number. All right, so we have 16 minutes, and we want to take away 39 minutes. But you can't have 16 and take away 39, so you have to borrow from the hour. So we're going to borrow from this 2 hours, and we're going to make it 1 hour. And we're going to borrow 1 hour, but guess what? How many minutes? I have to go from hours to minutes. So how do I get here? 1 hour that I'm borrowing becomes 60 minutes. So 60 minutes plus 16 minutes is 76 minutes. Take away 39 minutes. And now we can subtract. That's 6. That's 16. So that's 7. And that's 37 minutes. And 1 hour, take away 1 hour is 0. So the difference is 37 minutes. He arrived 37 minutes faster than his estimate. Alrighty, that was the. I think you probably got this. This part might have been a little difficult, but I'm hoping you got this part correct. That it took him 1 hour and 39 minutes. Question number 9. Sally bought 3 photograph frames, each costing $7.50. She paid with $30. How much change did she get? Pause the video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and check your answer. All right, so we know that Sally bought 3 photographs for $7.50. Now this is very similar to an earlier problem with the watches. So we're going to multiply $7.50 times 3 to find out how much she spent on all of the photo frames. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. I have 2 decimals in my top factor, 0 in my bottom, for a total of 2 in my answer. So I'm going to go over 2 spaces, and that's $22.50. Add the $sign. All right, so Sally paid with $30. How much change did she get? So we're going to do $30, take away $22.50. All right, 0 take away 0 is 0. Now I can't have 0 and take away 5, so I have to borrow. I look over here, I can't borrow from that number because it's a 0, so I go over. 3 becomes a 2. This 0 becomes a 10. I borrow from the 10, it becomes a 9, and this 0 becomes a 10. Now 10 take away 5 is 5. I bring down the decimal point. 9 take away 2 is 7, and 2 take away 2 is nothing. So she should receive $7.50 in change. Sally's change should be $7.50. Question number 10. I walk 2,640 feet each day. How many days will it take me to walk 4 miles? Remember, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Pause this video, solve the problem, unpause the video, and see if you got the answer correct. Now, I am going to solve this problem with a chart. You, again, may solve it differently, but let's begin. This person wants to walk a total of 4 miles. And remember, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay? So our first step is to figure out how many feet is 4 miles. So we're going to multiply 5,280 times 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Okay? Now, that's how many miles, or sorry, how many feet this person needs to walk. That's our goal. All right, so next, we know that they walk each day 2,640 feet, or 2,640 feet, yes. So I'm going to say day and total feet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start with 5. Okay. So one day is 2,640 feet, right? A total. So if she does it for 2 days, that's 5,280. Oh, look at that. That's a number we know. So, so you know what? Actually, every 2 days, she walks a mile. Do you see that? So, every 2 days, she walks 1 mile. So, day 1, so basically she's walking a half a mile a day. Day 2, this is a half a mile. So each day she's walking a half a mile. Each day she's walking a half of a mile. So this is 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles. So it's going to take her 8 days to walk 4 miles. I was hoping they had something like that here. So otherwise there'd be a lot of problems. Okay. But yeah. So there you have it. Okay, kids. Well, I know this was a brain stretch for you, but these are actually real world problems. I know sometimes we have problems that you might not encounter in the real world, like buying 1,000 watermelons, but these are problems that you would find in the real world. So hopefully they challenged you in a good way. And we wish you an awesome day. Bye-bye.